Hey there, good morning everyone. Tuesday, the 12th of December, 2023. This morning's devotional is a reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 50, reading verse 20, and it reads, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Do you remember the story of Joseph? Well, he had 11 brothers, and they were extremely jealous of him because he was a favorite son. So they sold Joseph into slavery. He was taken to Egypt, and for the first 40 years of his life, everything went wrong. He was sold into slavery, falsely accused of rape, and thrown into jail for a crime that he did not commit. We can find this beginning at Genesis chapter 37, and I would encourage you to plow through those chapters up to chapter 50 because they do provide for some good lessons for us. For the first 40 years, nothing seemed to go right for Joseph, but God had put Joseph exactly where he wanted him to be. He knew that Joseph would be raised up to become the second most powerful leader of Egypt, which at that stage was the most powerful nation in the world. And because of that, Joseph was able to save Egypt and Israel from famine. Not only did he save the two nations from starvation, but he also saved his own family, the ones who sold him into slavery. When his brothers appeared before him, Joseph could have confronted them and punished them for what they did to him. But what did he do? What was his attitude towards his brothers? And we find that in the devotional verse of this morning, Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, where he said to them, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people." You see, Joseph treated his brothers with grace and not bitterness. He was able to do that because he saw God's greater perspective and purpose. And he knew God could use even the biggest hurt in his life for good. There will be times and there will be people in your life who always have bad intentions to you, who will resent you, who will criticize you, and who will hurt you, sometimes even deliberately. There will be times when you are the innocent victim of someone else's sin. And there's no way around it. You may not understand it, but you don't have to. You can trust that God sees, that God cares, and that He will have justice. Like Joseph, maybe you cannot change your circumstances, and maybe you are wondering how you're going to make it through this all, or even what is God doing. My dear friends, know this, that God can use everything, good or bad, to accomplish His purposes. His good plan is to grow your character and to make you more like Jesus, and that will not be changed by other people. What others intend for bad, He will use for good. Hand the situation to Him and let Him work it out for you. May the Lord be with you, may He bless you, may He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.